and D. Khan, who's with Casey Advertising. I'm actually not too sure of your position there.
Well, actually, it's not D, it's Azhar Khan.
Oh,
but anyway.
excuse me. Obviously, I'm not reading these properly.
Yeah.
Sorry. We're going to be discussing this morning about the Zimlife, which is taking place on the 27th of February through to the 3rd of March, or the 2nd of March, is that right?
That's correct.
Whereabouts is that going to be taking place?
It's going to be held at the tobacco sales floor, Glen Eagles Road, which is out in Willowvale. The reason for this is because Zimlife is probably one of the biggest expos that takes place in Zimbabwe. So, in order to accommodate all the various exhibitors, we've got to have a big venue for it.
There's been quite a swing over from general shows, perhaps to use one, the Harare show, to more niche marketing shows.
That's
designed
correct.
for specific requirements. Especially from your own perspective, you've been involved with quite a few. I mean, there was the Fanfare, and now there's Zimlife, there's Zimbex, there's trying to think of all them, Zimline, all those sort of things.
Well, from that perspective, I think specialized expos are beginning to get more and more popular simply because people want to be able to go, or exhibitors want to go to an expo where they know that the clients attending are specifically interested in their products. It cuts out a lot of the other people who are just going to be browsing around trying to find something different or something new. General expos are very definitely not going to be happening in the near future, for as far as we can see. More specialized expos are going to happen. But what Zimlife is all about is actually a combination of various specialized expos that we host together at the tobacco sales floor. And if I may mention them, some of the expos are specifically related to an industry. For example, the Electronics Expo, which is consumer electronics. That's your hi-fis, your radios, your TVs and equipment, everything related to your home. And that falls directly under Zimlife because Zimlife is a lifestyle exhibition. We also have the Fashion, Health and Beauty Fair, which is all about, exactly as it says, fashion, health and beauty. Tastings, which is food and wine. The Satellite Show, which is about satellite dishes. And Soho, which is small office, home office. Everything relating to the ideal lifestyle, basically.
I'd like to come back to you in just a moment, but John, there's some quite exciting news for this year's Zimlife, which is different to last year, and this is the reason you're here to talk to us this morning, and that's that of the internet.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, for the first time for Zimlife, we're putting up a virtual exhibition of the show itself, and it serves to promote Zimlife and what they're going to be exhibiting, and the exhibitors themselves. Initially, it'll have just the exhibitors' profiles, which you would find in the catalogue on the day of going to the show. So it gives you an opportunity to have a look at who is going to be exhibiting there and what they're going to be exhibiting.
I believe you also have a floor plan.
That's
if you
right.
actually plan what you want to do.
Correct, yeah. You can actually plan exactly where you want to go on the show. Being a big show, you can actually be a little bit more targeted in where you go. Excuse me. So this will be on for a whole year. Excuse me. Whole year on after the show has finished. So effectively, you get the exhibitors get coverage for until the next show comes around.
And I suppose from the public's point of view, at any time during that year, they might think, well, I saw somebody at Zimlife and I can't remember who it was. They could refer to the internet and go into that page and get that information.
That's the general idea in terms of if they're looking for a specific product, but they're not sure who it was that they saw exhibiting that or who produced it. They can search through these pages and find that information. And if the exhibitor chooses to put web pages behind those that information, that key information, they can put all their products and all the information behind that. So it actually can lead them to a virtual showroom of the exhibitors.
So the never-ending web. I mean,
correct, yeah.
I suppose that's the description of the World Wide Web.
That's right, yes.
Our local version.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk to you in a moment about the issue of UK, America with regards to this page. But before we do, you mentioned fashion and beauty. Now, there's something quite unique again happening this year with regards to Miss Universe, isn't there?
That's correct. The Miss Universe finalists will be, well, the semi-finalists will be at Zimlife for the official opening and for general viewing by the public. Let's put it that way.
Sounds like a museum.
It sounds like, yeah. We're very excited about this, and Protein Productions, which organizes the Miss Universe pageant, was involved with us last year on the on Zimlife and involved the girls then. And so it's very exciting to see that we're going to have them again visiting Zimlife and showing the people, basically the semi-finalists, that will be possibly going overseas. Well, one of them will possibly be going overseas.
Now, you made a slight reference to them being an additional exhibit, but are they going to? Are they
certainly
going to
in the eyes of the public, Mark. They're certainly a very big attraction to Zimlife. We do enjoy having them there, and the girls are very, very popular. Let's put it that way. So yeah, I would call.
Will they
them
be
another
interacting
exhibit.
with the public? I mean, they can go and have a chat and maybe ask them a little bit what it's like to be in beauty pageants. It must be quite nerve-wracking.
Yeah, you know, a lot of the public that came last year had an opportunity to speak with the girls, and that was very good for the Miss Universe girls, especially for the girl who finally won, because she learnt about interaction with the public, and obviously this is of great benefit to Zimbabweans as a whole, because she represents Zimbabwe as an ambassador when she goes overseas for these pageants.
Let's look at last year.
Okay.
The infamous proposals. The reverse proposals.
You promised you weren't going to mention this.
Now, I believe there's a few marriages developed from that during the year.
Yeah, well, actually, last year was the leap year, as you know, and we had leap year proposals at Zimlife. A few ladies actually proposed to the men at Zimlife.
This was on camera as well.
This was on camera too, yeah. And yeah, managed to snatch them.
Can you actually imagine the poor fellow there?
Yeah,
not
no
today.
choice, yeah.
John, if I can turn back to you on the internet. As I mentioned, you've already told us about the pages that we've got locally, but you've also linked internationally. So we're not just sort of information available to our local exhibitors. Perhaps people coming in from outside the country can also access this page, so from UK, Europe and America.
Yes, that's right. It gives an additional coverage, again, for the exhibitors, for any of those who have products which may be exportable, or for that matter, if people want to link up, they have a product in Europe and they want to link up with an exhibitor here who sells a similar range. So it works both ways. It could lead to trade coming in as well. And in order to facilitate it, we will be putting this on a server in the UK and the US. Because, as you know, we have a limited, what they call bandwidth. That's a limited access from overseas. And to make it more accessible, we've taken it to them. So the exhibit effectively will be mirrored in two other sites to start with. And as we see, if it grows as we expect it to, we could look at further sort of areas and place it there.
I realize this is an entirely different discussion, but this really, maybe we could do this in the future programs, but this certainly opens up a lot of opportunities for Zimbabwean business, I think.
Yes, it does. It gives the opportunity for people to find out relatively easily what is available in Zimbabwe. And through all the shows that Azhar's been talking about, all the various products that are either available in this country, so it opens up the manufacturing opportunities and marketing of those products at virtually no cost.
Yeah, well,
and putting people in touch.
Yeah, this is it. I think communications have improved so much. In regards to communications, have you any foreign exhibitors?
Yes, we do, actually. We've been very lucky in the sense that EMS of South Africa, who is our partners in Zimlife, there's EMS, Thompson Publications, and ourselves, Casey Advertising. EMS have been actively pursuing exhibitors from South Africa, and there will be quite a few coming up for Zimlife. We're actually very excited about Zimlife again as well, and if I may just turn from the topic, is simply because of our key game competition that is happening. If I may just lift up this flyer and possibly get the camera to zoom in on it. For those who actually came to Zimlife last year would know all about the key game competition, and if you're coming to Zimlife, well, this is your opportunity to win some exciting prizes, and all you have to do is bring this lucky gold key with you, which is available through any Shell or BP outlet. And you could win yourself a Nissan hardbody, in addition to various other prizes that are going to be there. The competitions are extensive at Zimlife.
How does it work? Do they take the key to Zimlife, and then what do they do?
That's correct. They take the key. They actually take the key. You'll be finding the keys in the press as well. Just cut them out from magazines or newspapers or wherever you find them. Bring them to Zimlife and swap them for a real key. The real key may or may not let you into a door. And once you get into the door, you may win one of many prizes. There are over 3,000 prizes available at Zimlife this year, and that's just at the Lucky Key Game competition. Again, there are various other competitions that most of the public will be receiving in the preview magazine, which should be heading towards their homes in the next 2 weeks. The preview magazine is basically something to show the visiting public what Zimlife is all about. So you can actually see what the magazine is all about, well, what the show is all about through the preview magazine, and obtain all the necessary, publicity. Well, what I was going to say, the actual key game competition, also the other competitions that are going to be happening at Zimlife.
What sort of entrance fees are we talking about for the public? Or in addition to, are there any sort of traders' days, or is it just open?
There is a trade day, which is the first day of the exhibition. Zimlife runs for 4 days. It's from the 27th of February to the 2nd of March, and the first day is a traders' day. Thereafter, it is open to the public, and it's at $20 for adults. Anybody under 13 basically comes in free.
Okay, what would you, I suppose this is a difficult question, what would you really consider to be the most exciting section of the show? I know that you're going to tell me the whole show is exciting, but what is of particular interest to you?
I'd say the competitions are going to be the most exciting part, because of the various prizes that people can win when they come there. It is, each company exhibiting usually has something available on their stand in terms of a competition. But the big prizes that they are there, I mean, people can win hi-fis, they can win cell phones, for those who didn't make it to the phone fair.
You've got to have a line.
You've got to have a line first, yeah. But, I mean, there's some really exciting competitions going on there. Also, we have the Children's Entertainment Center, which is sponsored by Coca-Cola, and it's very, very interesting because the parents can bring their children there and leave them at the entertainment center while they have a look at the actual exhibition.
John, and maybe a final word from you. What would you sort of tell the public? What would you be going for?
It's a tough one as well. I'll be having a good look around. Obviously, from a personal point of view, there'll be a lot of goods that I'll be looking at.
You'll be in the entertainment center, I think.
Entertainment section, yeah.
And there'll certainly be loads of that as well.
Yes, lots of entertainment.
Now, I'm going to let you say your name before you go, because I got it wrong the first time.
Okay, it's Azhar Khan.
Azhar Khan.
Yeah,
okay, Azhar Khan, who works
Advertising.
for Casey Advertising. He's been with us this morning. And, of course, John Godfrey is the Managing Director of Samara Services. We were discussing the issues of Zimlife, which takes place between the 27th of February and the 2nd of March this year. And it's definitely, and I mean this, definitely worth being there. Great competitions, loads of prizes to be won. So we'll be seeing you down there at Zimlife 96.